Figure out how to rekindle after a bump in the road with a friend, with a family member. Folks can relate to. What's your message?
To just have a forgiving heart. Just know it doesn't even matter. And just stay in prayer. Keep God first, because He will do it.
I will say that going on national television was definitely a treat. Where I come from, we don't get invited to talk shows, on a regular basis. And, considering the fact that that video only got 1.3 million views, and some people have millions of views and still don't get invited on talk shows, it's definitely a blessing. I have had some people DM me and say, hey, I watched the show. What really went down between you and your mom? And I did do like a YouTube video a while back, but since I'm putting all this together, I'll just say a couple things. I know there are some people that say, oh, don't worry about it. You don't have to bring up the past. You don't have to bring up the past. But I recognize that what I experienced in the past is somebody's present today. Somebody is dealing with this today. And so what I'll say is this. A lot of times we hear, honor your father and your mother, which is one of the commandments, and you'll live long in the land. But there's also scripture that says, parents are not supposed to provoke their children to wrath, which is also really important. In my particular situation, sometimes when there's a situation that was brushed under the rug, no matter how long ago it was, it could come out in the most random argument ever. And so it kind of just came up about something bad that happened to me when I was younger. And I wasn't believed. And so it divided the family. And for that, there are some family members that all will ever be is just cordial, right? Because what I've learned about myself is that I can forgive someone who never says sorry, but to kind of get back close with that person and be mingling around that person, in order to get close to me, there has to be some accountability. And so my mom moved far away in the process when we had a falling out, when all this was going on, picked up and moved to Virginia, and I was very heartbroken over that. But the Most High says that He works for our greater good, right? And so in hindsight, when I think about it, by my mom moving to Virginia, she gave me a place to go. And because when you think about it, it wouldn't have been a story if I had hopped on the road from California up the freeway to California. Maybe it would have. My bet is that it wouldn't have. And so everything kind of just, in a sense, worked out for the greater good. And I appreciate that. And so if you're watching and you're in a particular or similar situation, just know that your feelings do deserve to be validated by the ones that you love. And for me, I like to say that for me, my life is about who I've loved and who loved me back. And a lot of times people don't protect what they don't value. And for the first time in my life, I feel like my mom values me, and I feel like she's loving me without any restrictions. And if you're out there and you're going through a similar situation with your parents, I pray that there's a breakthrough for you.